Learning programming can be a very interesting task. Building all those small little projects, knowing your power is just about limitless. It's like the world revolves in your palm. But if programming isn't learned properly, it's going to be the single most horrible experience ever, and it's going to frustrate you until you're done out. Ever wondered why those quote unquote thieves you see around claiming to have 5 years experience in programming and they cannot even do basic tasks like reverse a linked list or write loops without copying the code from Stack Overflow? Or even worse, they cannot explain their own code. Well, it's pretty simple. They learned programming badly. If you're having difficulty in simple areas, be honest with yourself and find out what you're doing wrong. Well, first of all, programming is all about syntax, obviously. One mistype, one missing semicolon can destroy your entire code, which means programming makes little room for mistakes and typos. But people often get misled by this. Before you can write your own code, you need to understand a programming syntax, not the code itself. This is a problem I find among developers a lot. Please stop cramming code. It never helps and it's not about to start now. If you're learning a new programming language and you know that a simple code like print hello world displays the hello world message in the console or browser and you don't know why that code displays that message, you're learning programming the wrong way. If your code requires that you add a semicolon to every code statement and you don't know why it requires that, you're learning programming the wrong way. If you understand the code, not judging by your ability to write it without looking at an example, but your ability to understand why the syntax is that syntax, then you're finally getting the hang of programming. Throughout your career as a developer, you are going to not only have to write code, but also read, and most of the time, people will read your code too. And during interviews, assuming you get to that stage, your interviewer will not just ask you to write code, but will also ask you questions about your code. You have to explain what your code actually does and how it does it. Secondly, another crazy reason people flunk badly as programming is because people learn it for the wrong reasons. You see, learning programming to build a specific app or service isn't bad at all. But for me, I believe as a complete beginner, saying you want to learn programming to beat Facebook or create another Windows-like operating system will only hurt your journey. Because let's face it, you can't. Facebook wasn't built with HTML and CSS alone, and Windows wasn't built in 4 seconds. Your journey learning programming should be strictly about learning and understanding every aspect of your learning. Playing with code, trying out new things that will help you get better without the pressure of being the next Facebook, because believe me guys, it takes a whole lot to build a full-fledged app or a website. And I'm sorry, but your beginner self cannot do it. You can try, but it's just going to end badly for you. And it's going to frustrate you out of programming. Believe me, I know. I've been there. When I started programming, all I wanted to do was build the next Facebook or trash Twitter at its game. At the time, I'm going to be very honest with you, I had only learned HTML and CSS, planning to go into JavaScript. It ended so badly for me because at the end of the day, I didn't learn those languages for the purpose of learning. I only did it because of my ambiguous idea, which prevented me from actually enjoying the basics like array, loops, conditional statements, and building small projects for your crush and weird fun shit like that. I guess my point is, while you're learning programming, actually learn programming and enjoy the ride. Move from one stage to another and proceed accordingly. Enjoy the basics. Feel the code. You cannot build Facebook now, so stop with it. I want to build Facebook, or I want to trash Facebook, or I will treat your privacy better than Facebook already. It's not going to work for you, please. Another point I want to make is when you kick off with a specific learning path, stick to it. To start learning programming, find out which aspect of development you're actually interested in. Pick a path and stick to it. That's it. Be it HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, or Python. When you find out what you want to learn it till you finish and stop switching programming languages like a douchebag. Switching programming languages isn't going to help you achieve anything, and that's just the truth. You're probably going to end up learning how to print hello world in like 10 different languages, and that's it. You're useless when it comes to other things. And the world of development is so sweet right now, meaning whichever languages you decide to learn or specify in, there's a job waiting for you somewhere. You can't go wrong with any modern language. There is no best and there is no trash language. It all depends on what you want to learn and how well you enjoy it. To me, programming is actually very amazing and I really like it. Heaven knows I've made a whole bunch of mistakes, a lot of them actually. But that's why I make videos like this. hoping to guide the newcomers into this new and crazy world, helping them to find their way, and hoping you won't make the same mistakes that I did, and that will make you just quit programming altogether. Just focus on yourself, enjoy the learning process, and I promise you, you're gonna finally get the hang of programming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment what you think below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.